Welcome to From Creeping to Preaching. I'm your host, Renee R. White, a proud native Washingtonian, born and raised and still live here in the heart of D.C. I spent many years of my life in this incredible city, and it's not just my home, it's where my story began, and where my passion for uplifting the community, especially the youth. This podcast is a space where we can have real, raw conversations about life, faith, and purpose, all rooted in the experience of someone who has walked these very streets and understands the struggles and the beauty of life in D.C. This here is Season 2, Episode 23. This is a continuation of episodes dedicated to my mom. I like to call this episode Cheers to Fear. And that's Cheers to Fear. Today's episode is about the cheering years. How it all got started right after I got my ears pierced. And how one bold moment and my mom's quick reaction set the tone for who I was becoming. So grab a cup of coffee, get comfortable, take a walk down. We get ready to take a walk right down memory lane. You all remember in a recent episode how I talked about screaming like somebody was hurting me really, really bad? That's when Ma finally pierced my ears. Well, listen, after that day, oh boy, I was all in. I thought I was cute. I was officially part of the hit crew. You know, cute girls. I felt like one of the girls for real, walking around with a little attitude, swinging my hair, which I ain't had much anyway, but those strings in my ears were replaced now with earrings. I wanted to show everybody that Renee has arrived. But then we moved. We packed up and headed to 1505. New street, new kids, new everything. And I was a little nervous. I didn't know if I'd be accepted in the same way. I didn't know if the new girls were going to like me or not. But honey, that didn't last long, because soon enough I fell right into a brand new crew, and guess what? We started street cheering. Now, if you grew up back in the day, you already know that street cheering it was the it. Nobody signed us up for it. We signed ourselves up. All the neighborhood girls will pick a little space in the street or in front of somebody's front yard, and we'll put our hands on our hips like we were officially cheering squad, sort of like the Washington Commanders. We will make up cheers and perform like we had a whole crowd watching. And I got good at it. Oh yeah, I did. Like too good. I got confident, and that's where I got too comfortable. Let me tell you why. One day we were out there cheering and goofing off. One of the girls messed up with the move, and for whatever reason, I let a word slip. A very foul word. Now look, I knew better. Everybody in the neighborhood knew my mama didn't play any disrespect. But that day, I slipped. Oh yeah. And baby, before I could even take another breath, Ma came out of the house, across the street, pointed at me and said, "Get in the house." Lord have mercy. That walk across the street was the longest walk of my life. All my friends were just standing there, staring. Oh, she gonna get it? She in trouble? That thing embarrassed me to my soul. I didn't think I would ever, anything that bad about a bad word in front of my mom. I never did that again. And Mom didn't raise her voice, but I got the message. It was crystal clear to never do that again. Even after that, I kept cheering. It was in my spirit. All those street routines, they helped me build confidence. So when the recreation center announced tryouts, oh yes. I went. I was nervous. But I said to myself, if you can do this, you've already been cheering in the street. This ain't nothing. And guess what? I made it. That was such a proud moment, wearing a real uniform, having real practice. It made me feel like I was a part of something. We had a sharp, tight, we was in sync. And when we performed, it felt like the whole neighborhood was rooting for us. I never forgot how much fun that was. Those after-school practices, walking home in our cheerleading outfits. Wow, it felt like we were somebody. But then things got a little better. Junior high school came around. And baby, that was a whole different level. I remember saying to myself, Renee, you're done with cheering in the street. You're done. You done cheered in the rec. Now try out for the school team. And I did. And once again, I made it. That experience took everything up. It took everything up to another notch. We weren't just cheering in front of a few people. Oh no, no more. We were cheering in a pack of gyms. We traveled around D.C. to local schools, to other schools. We cheered at basketball games. We was representing our school proudly. We get on those buses with our uniforms, our hair tied up in those ribbons, smiling and laughing and feeling like queens of D.C. Those were some of the best days of my childhood. Every game was a memory. Cheerleading taught me discipline. It taught me teamwork. It taught me how to be confident without being cocky. Because remember, Mama already humbled me in front of my whole crew. Those cheering days were the foundation of my confidence. From needles, you remember the needle, and the string and the earrings, to the street cheering, to the rec center, to junior high school. God was shaping me without me even knowing it. And I want to ask you something, listeners. Do you remember cheering or dancing in the street with your friends back in the day? Did your mom or your dad ever embarrass you in front of your friends for using, foul language or acting out? Or what childhood activity helped you shape your confidence and taught you discipline? A little discipline. I want you to go back down memory lane and tell me your memories, the fun, the laughter, even the embarrassment, and recognize how each of those contributions make you who you are today. I want to thank everyone for listening to Creeping and Preaching. I want you to be able to grab your copy of my book off Amazon or Barnes & Noble. As you read along, you'll see every twist, turn, and triumph unfold. You'll gain a deeper understanding of my testimony and life-changing lessons behind every story. Let's walk this path together. Your journey of healing and hope is just one page away. Let's keep this conversation going. I'm excited to hear how you're peeling back your layers and embracing your moments from cheers to tears. Also, make sure you visit my website at Creeping and Preaching for fresh merch, new episodes, information. And I also like to thank personally my producer McKinley with Moving in Motion by Matt. See you next week.